All right, it is a new month and it's September, so we'll be reviewing the week, not just the weeklies but the monthlies to get a new read on the market. So start with the weekly recap though. So I got my weekly recap over here. And we'll be reviewing last week grades. And the month as well, obviously. So I'm just gonna go back. Wish I could separate to my last month review. So last beginning of August, NASDAQ, this is my candle review. Monthly candle has, let's switch this, almost completely rebalanced the prior month. So let's start with NASDAQ. Yeah. So this candle, monthly candle has almost completely rebalanced prior month. What? It did rebalance the whole month. Oh, this was a few days early. That's why. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't into August. It was actually a few days before. Well balanced on the consequent encroachment of the weekly order block. We have a clear weekly market structure shift. Clear market structure shift on the NASDAQ. We don't have one on the weekly. All balance on the consequent encroachment of the weekly order block. Dude, what? Because this all happened right at the beginning of August, so there was a lot of missing price action. Okay, so this is kind of outdated. Let's just look at, let's look at really quick. Maybe one lower. Yeah, we were looking for upside. Big slice was staying on top of my process to ride us. What makes you better trading? Forget the day in day out. Make the process rewarding and fun. How can I do that? Take a withdrawal after you have a perfect week of DRCs. No, but yeah, forgot about that. So yeah, let's just look at this, which I didn't do. Must have put it on here. Yeah. Whatever. But anywho's, we started a month here, and then right into August, right at the start of August was where we started, and it instantly whipsawed all the way down. That's where that crazy Monday and then reversal, and now we're back in the range and breaking new highs on the YM. Russell has not yet, but we do think this will follow suit eventually. And ES showing much more strength versus NASDAQ. So the narrative this whole last month was sell NASDAQ by, okay, not the whole month. It was sell NASDAQ by Russell, but that didn't play out until after we kind of came out of this lower end of the range. Especially just up into here. And we'll have to dig into why that was the case. But did take some losses. down into here because I went full tilt. Nothing nothing was like wrong with my analysis or trading strategies or anything. It was all just psychological. This would have been another amazing month in August, but my psychology and emotions totally got the better of me at the beginning of the month, and I had a massive drawdown. Luckily, I got serious again and made it all back and some. So I did end the month green, passing another account too. So I mean, the one account I was trading did end up being green, but then I also added a new account after I had gone on tilt and I crushed it. And so I did end up really on top for the month. But I mean, those mistakes shouldn't be happening. So totally not okay. Would have had another big month in August, even though I was trading less, which is funny. So if I just really fix that tilting that I do, which tends to happen like once a month so far, um, then yeah, I'll be making way more money. I would have taken a nice payout by now, almost on my second payout. You know, maybe I would be taking my second payout this week, but I'd have to have a few more trades probably. But anyways, yeah. So we did have some issues down into here. This was confusing for me because these relatively good lows formed, and I was like, yeah, this is totally going to take these out. We also had them on the Dow. But these lows here were pretty significant, and obviously they did end up holding. And on ES, there was no reason to think that, yeah, we would come lower. And on the Russell, same thing. This was pretty clear that this would be like a significant sweep, and yeah, just got a little confused because of those lows, which is totally fine. I ended up switching long up into here, caught a long or two, and then caught the shorts. So on this last week's candles, last week dailies. So just kind of a quick review from off the top of my head. My bias going into last week, I already remember that. It's I was bearish. Bearish bias because not necessarily on everything. The flows, signaling, and the SEPTs. So yeah, we had bearish SMT on NASDAQ, and I was wanting to long Russell and possibly YM, and I did mess up a few. Could have traded YM long. So anyways, we'll dig into that. So yeah, we were pretty bearish. So because of the unusual whales, flows, and the tides, and we had some SMTs. NASDAQ was weak. RTY and YM and ES were showing strength. For longs. And what happened? We got some nice sells with easy relative go highs, shorts with clear SMTs, some tough reads on the SMTs, but took note of some of the confusion for later. So basically, what confused me just over here. Let's go here. 15 minutes. So here was one on Russell. So as you can see, everything here came and made a new high. ES did. This I was anticipating to probably reject the midline of the fair value gap here. So that was easy. Luckily I caught it. And it was on NASDAQ now. Oh wait. No, it was on ES. I think actually. I can't remember. But I did catch this trade. So that was really good. But initially I was looking for it on the Russell. And Russell barely souped and created relative equal highs here. So that was the reason to avoid it, because there were clear relative equal highs still. And that's enough. It's a good reason for me to avoid it. So it's kind of hard to say, like, maybe if this high wasn't there and I shorted it, that would have kind of sucked because I would have been wrong. Whereas NASDAQ totally had clear targets. But that's the thing. Russell didn't have that clear of targets except, way lower. And so, man, keep deleting stuff. Yeah, that was just a tough one. Luckily, I saw that. I mean, in hindsight, it's pretty obvious, but yeah, NASDAQ was the easiest short for sure. And then the next one was the next tricky area was this short here that I missed, and I ended up totally ruining because NASDAQ didn't take out these highs, or it was this short right here, right here. ES took this out and created SMT, and for some reason I didn't register that would be enough of an SMT to get short, and I took some stupid longs into here. They were stupid. They weren't like trades that I would ever take, but I took them. Was influenced by just being in a chat and being, yeah, just completely undisciplined. So if you look here, there's a zoom in. There is an SMT here showing weakness in the Nasdaq, but that's normal. That should be happening. So it's nothing to take note of. So ES came, made a new high, and as Nasdaq failed to do so we were into a PD array. This gap was actually wider, and we created SMT, and this was like a news level. As soon as we got that displacement, we're on the 15-minute. So easy of a short, and I just didn't take it, and I could have easily taken it and made another massive trade instead of 2 losses. That one still hurts to look at, but that's what I get for not really doing my diligence. I think I could have done better with my planning here, and writing out the scenarios of like, okay, what if it does create an SMT here? You know what I mean? So, because this was the area I was looking for rejection. I was just thinking that this would take out this high and then that would be the SMT, but I should have, thought about the other scenarios and what would be enough to get short. And we created a market structure shift there, and that was the if I didn't take the soup short, I definitely should have taken this one, and that just sucks to see how obvious it was. So, because I was looking short and the flow was very bearish and everything was there, and I just ignored what was happening in front of my face and let my own plan kind of get in the way of what was actually happening. So there was a big mistake this last month. So there's the tilts that I had, and then just taking the bad trades and missing the obvious ones. The last week news, there was just a bit of news, GDP. I don't know why I have this on here. I should probably just get rid of that. None. If anything, I should have just done more diligence and yeah, I'm not in the group chats to get advice. I'm just in there to socialize, basically, which is what I hate. But yeah, and to get like a little bit of value from the other traders. But I don't think any of them offer me trade ideas or setups that are worth my time, since I'm sticking to my own strategy. Do you remember if I slept good last week? Was it pretty bad? Pretty bad sleep. So this probably impacted the 4 trades a bit. But the planning, yeah, if I had just done more diligence to, have those scenarios. This is where simply a mistake, but I'll add them to my calendar. Things done well. Did not do too much well. Pretty bad last week, but I guess I did stay out of some trades that I had my doubts, which is still a good thing since I chose discipline. Things to improve. Staying with my own ideas and having more diligence done for my trade scenarios. Yeah, because I knew that situation there I knew that was like, I would be confused if that happened, and I didn't like figure it out, and that was just my mistake. I should have done that. Blunders. That was on Thursday. Wednesday. Wednesday. Great playbook trades. That was the double confi trade, and I missed it. Know what SMTs are worth it, and keeping an eye out for a the levels that are tricky. The chart will tell me stop getting stuck in my head and stop listening to others at all. None of them are where I want to be, even close to it. So fuck them. Cool. So that was last week, but last month, I mean, that's the last few weeks. So this month we've rallied after dipped down into the lows, rallied off of them on all of the charts. We're still bullish though. We have a little bit of a shift here, but it did get rebalanced. But there also is no bearish shift. If you go to the 4-hour though, there is. So our rallies on the Nasdaq. We had a shift. Market structure shift down to the downside, fully rebalanced. Failed shift here, but at least on the short time frame, it was. But it was already played out. We got another little dip, and then retraced back into that displacement, and then displaced lower. But then, yeah, also got rebalanced immediately, and now we've got like a balanced price range type of thing. So, yeah, looks pretty bullish. Daily, yeah, there's nothing on the daily. But on the higher time frame, we do have. Oh no, yeah, still is bullish. I don't think it's gonna come lower until we come higher first. So what were we at? Yeah, this month. This has been this month. Basically, this was the start of the month here, and then it just wicked down all the way, rebalanced, and then came down and came back up and basically closed exactly where we opened, right here. So basically just a massive manipulation. And then we've closed where we opened. For the next monthly candle, it makes sense to have a wick. Looks like we did get one. But wow. Yeah, we've already got a pretty decent wick there. So yeah, that could be enough. Yeah, I would expect this to take out some buy side first. We've got relative equal highs on these. So I would expect it to at least come a bit higher. Just on the monthly review though. Keep getting distracted. Yeah, I guess we just gotta look at the next. Start planning. I think that was the full review already. But yeah, this month. Oh, forgot to switch the screens. This month though, do I have a monthly plan? Oh. Okay. My personal trading progress. Got in some more reps with my playbook trades. Realized more about my tilts and getting more comfortable with um, having a funded account and taking a possible draw. And that's sometimes why I get tilted. Like, there's always a reason. It's always like I'm really close to a payout or I'm really close to passing an account, and then I get tilted, and it's like because I'm so close, and then I change the way I'm trading because of that, and ends up turning into like a cascading massive loss. Um, so I've gotten more comfortable because I've been in a funded account, and I have another one, and now that's giving me more experience just feeling that pressure. So that's an improvement. Um, and I was able to turn it all the way around without blowing the account. So that was huge. Um, Again, this was my biggest turnaround, I think. Usually, when I have a huge tilt like that and I get that close to blowing an account, I'd end up just blowing it because I'm like, oh, I'm already here. Might as well just keep the bad habits going and hopefully get lucky. You know what I mean? That bad mindset, the the gambler mindset. And I didn't do that. I mean, I turned the account completely around, biggest turnaround, and turned it into the green. So I did have some stupid trades this last week. Um, Sometimes you're gonna have those, and I didn't let those go out of control. So I was really good at taking time off and resetting. Who knows what I would have done if I didn't take that needed time off to reset and turn around and stop the bad habits. Staying very picky. So that's kind of the thing. I think I get really picky and then I do well, and then I think, oh, I know what I'm doing now, and then I just take stupid trades after that. And then it's like a cycle of that. It's like I do really good, and then I get overly confident or comfortable, and it's the same thing if you go take a few losses in a row, how you go get tilted, and then you start revenge trading. It's kind of like the greed version of revenge trading. It's like I start greed trading, overly confident trading. And so I think it's the same thing. If I do go on a hot streak and I start to get really excited and I'm like, wow, I'm crushing it. We're gonna make it. That's a good time to take a break. So I'm gonna write that down. Lessons and solutions. Take a break once a hot streak happens, such as the two huge 8-hour days and the massive week. Take a few days off to reset and remember how much it hurts to lose it all, or even a little bit of P&L. So so I take breaks pretty well now. When I lose, now I need to do it when I'm 'Cause I used to do that when I was in sales. It was the same thing. Like I would get a few sales and I'd just get way too excited, and then I like would suck after that because I'd be just like too happy, too giddy, and then like people are thrown off by like this happy, annoying dude. And I stopped doing what worked, and that's the problem. That's exactly what happens with every sport or whatever. They stop doing what worked to get them there, and I think I need to look up like what's a good thing. Like how do people reset from that? How do people like you know how do they like what would I do when I take a loss? Take some time off, chill out, get my mind off trading for a little bit. It's probably the same thing. But when I'm excited, it's like even harder to do that. So the hard part. Getting too greedy and excited. Straight, then going on tilt, and the same situation after. What would that? Just gamble trading. Yeah, I think what happens is I end up having fun, and then I like chase that fun instead of like I have fun because I'm winning, and then now I'm like, oh, trading is fun, and then I trade to have fun, and that's when I lose, and then it gets hard again, and then I take it serious, and then I do really well again, and then yeah. So it's totally that's like the issue I have is psychological, because I know it works, I know it, and it's just my own thing that I do. So all right. So now let's actually take a look at. I think I need a little bit of a break though. I'm gonna take a few minute break. All right, I'm back. So let's just go ahead and start with the weekly game plan. Today's a holiday. So I'm not gonna trade today, but the price is moving right now, as you can see. Stock market is closed, as you can see with those dots. So let's start with YM. YM. So yeah, completely rebalanced that last. Here's all our new week opening gaps. Maybe I'll clean this up a bit because it's such a big range. And I'll need to mark all this out. So it's a new month. Delete that. Yeah, just delete that one. So we've got a bit of a new week opening gap, but and then here's the old one. Apparently there's some relative equal highs there. And what we really have here is a huge weekly fair value gap. But there is also one here that didn't get filled in all the way. We'll mark that out. Weekly fair value gap. And if we don't come lower this week, then yeah, we'll create another one. Daily. This range has been rebalanced. So yeah, I'd expect this to just push higher. It looks like it just wants to push higher like this week. But down into here there is a weekly fair value gap. So if we came and took this low, that'd be a nice little significant area for a bounce. Into this somewhat of an order block there. Daily though, we did get a shift out of here. We've already taken that, and now it's just choppy price action. Haven't displaced above this high yet. Haven't displaced above this high yet. So yeah, we could easily come back down. There's no reason to be super confident in longs on the daily yet. Relative equal highs here, very obvious. So that's the very, very obvious draw on liquidity. Relative equal highs at highs. So that's there. These are olds and these are too small to take care about. But yeah, I mean, this is like pretty choppy range here. Did get a little fair value up there. That got rebalanced. Looks like it's respecting that. So it does look like it wants to take this out. Maybe we take it out and have some bearish flow and we have a reason to get short on NASDAQ. And targeting the weekly low here. Just because this has already all been rebalanced. 1 hour, nothing clean there. 15-minute, yeah. Okay, now we have a little bit of a area here to look for reaccumulation, just because it is like a little bit of a bounce price range. But we do have relative equal lows here, right above the new week opening gap. So if we are going to look for a reversal to get long, that would be nice on the higher time frame. Go to the lows into that'd be a very interesting area to look for. Nice order block here too, significant order block. So maybe it tags this, whatever that line is, previous weekly high. So that's a nice area of interest. Let's turn off these. Yeah, so I mean, obviously could draw higher, doesn't need to go now, could come down into this area here before bouncing. Maybe we get some sort of shorter time frame low again here, and we get like the playbook set up down to this area here, this order block. So this is an area of interest, and then above here. So we'll be waiting for the week to happen to see what happens there. So quickly on YM, looks obvious to go higher for those relative equal highs. If we come down, then look for smaller time frame long into the current range to take out those highs. Other than that, wait for a market structure shift or displacement to the upside to confirm for longs or reason to short NASDAQ. Okay, so that's cool. ES monthly. Crazy last month. The CE of the wick kind of lines up with that. Interesting. But anyways, yeah, we've just rebalanced this entire range in one big go. Still have that weekly fair value gap that we dug into last week, and it looks pretty similar to excuse me, YM. We do have relative equal highs here. Nothing here on the weekly though to write home about. No displacements or market structure shifts on the daily. We do still have this fair value gap to completely rebalance though. We'll be watching to build the top end of that. Could easily have a reason to reject into here too. So if YM takes that out, that lines up with the same idea to get short on maybe NASDAQ. But nothing confirmed, obviously. We can delete some of this stuff. Yeah, relative equal highs. I would expect these to still be somewhat in play. So 4 hour now. We did get a bit of a shift there. We've shifted. We haven't really created a market structure shift here either. So I would expect this to still have my mind open to downside. So no clear upside yet on the current range yet, but we have failed to shift lower. So signs of weakness when we go down. So obvious short-term upside bias on YM and ES so far. ES looks like it has enough reason to go up much further too. So has a lot of gaps here on the 4 hour. Probably just going to target the all-time high. Still have these relative highs in play though. So definitely keeping in mind open to get short still. We rebalance this fair value gap and tag this order block. Now we're bouncing. So yeah, obviously right now totally bullish, which we've already taken out this high. So I mean, if anything, we'll probably get short in Nasdaq. Another SMT short here happening. That'd be interesting to look at on the smaller time frame. But there is relative equal highs on YM too, so I would probably wait for that to hit. So yeah, looks like we're still being weak on Nasdaq, still being bullish on ES versus Nasdaq. 4-hour looks like it's still holding bullish price action, and we do have 1-hour displacement here. So, but we have met this area. We have hit some buy side liquidity or sell side liquidity, whatever you want to call it. Still clear relative equal highs here. Yeah, nothing super clean though to get long. I mean, looks like this was the long here, probably on the 15-minute. Comes down, takes out. Yeah, add this here because it's super clean. Yeah, took out midnight. So took out midnight, nicely tagged the order block. And then displaced higher. Do have a market structure shift there though. That's on the 5-minute, 15-minute, no, and 15-minute, technically no. So yeah, not gonna take that. And it's a holiday, so definitely not gonna take it. Unless I'm getting in like a swing trade. So yeah, we gotta see how we work out here. Same thing as YM. Same thing as YM. Waiting to see what happens at these highs. Clear reason to look for shorts still on Nasdaq. But I wouldn't think ES would like come to take this low. I would think that it would either if it was gonna do something, I mean it'd probably just come back into this area here. Maybe this order block. Relative lows kind of right there. So yeah. Not like a full scale reversal, but like a at least an intermediate term short for Nasdaq, and then we'll watch ES. So yeah, on the daily, yeah, there's just nothing still. We did get a displacement here, got rebalanced, and still holding. Took out the low though here, so and then now it's shooting up pretty quickly with a 4-hour. There is a placement here, but didn't do it above this high, which is what I would preferred. But we did get one here. So, anyways, yeah, definitely think this keeps heading up. For the weekly candle, yeah, I'd expect this to at least be bullish at the beginning of the week. Looks like we've already got a wick, so we could easily have a green week. We could also have a reversal profile, or we could have bearish week, So we'll keep an eye open to that. The bearish week would just be short term, and then I'd expect like the next week to be bullish if it was a bearish candle. Otherwise, it's going to be a reversal week, and then the next week we'll have a wick low and then higher to rebalance, to literally play out exactly what I just said. Okay. So NASDAQ now, this is the interesting plays here. Got a lot of garbage on here. Old stuff. Don't really, we can just leave that there, I guess. These are so far away that those. So yeah, we just closed the week with a big wick. We took out all the liquidity on the range. So this could still easily come lower, honestly. Monthly, taking out these monthly opens, closes. Weekly, we do have, I'm just gonna delete that. We've got a very obvious draw on liquidity there here though. So this might be the area we look for like a big short. This range might be hard to take out though. It might come down and then rally, have a long-term consolidation and sell off. But as for now, I mean, it did come down to a discount. And looks pretty. Oh, messed up my contact. One sec. Goodness. Yeah, that got totally stuck in the corner of my eye. Took a minute to get it out. All right. Okay, let's finish this. So interesting to see that this candle did come back to reaccumulate below this previous relative equal low. Wait, back on weekly. Yeah, we've just taken out liquidity, swept it again here. Definitely looks bullish as of right now. Rebalance this range here. Looks like it'd want to come back above this. There's no daily market structure shifts. Everything has been constantly rebalanced. I'm gonna delete some of these alerts. Relative equal highs here though, so we'll take keeping an eye on that, at least on the daily. And then we do have this higher time frame PD array here to be met. We've got some relative equal highs there, so this is definitely the area to look for rejection on the higher time frame at least. 4 hour, we got a shift here, completely rebalanced, but did take time to do that, and then made our way lower. So I don't know if we will immediately come higher. I think we may have another sell off possibly down into here again or something, or maybe even lower. Who knows? But at least probably below these lows or something. Yeah. No shifts yet though on the 4 hour. NASDAQ, nothing to the upside. Highs intact. Probably wants to sweep those and set up a short maybe. But for now, nothing yet. But now nothing yet. There's just nothing on the daily or anything to like make me think like it makes sense for bouncing here, but there's nothing on the daily to be like that's bullish, you know. So these are smooth lows here. And it's just so weak behind the ES. We did tag this order block. So if we were gonna come lower, yeah, maybe we'd actually just come down all the way down to here. So as for the 1 hour, then yeah, we do have, you know, a weak shift to the upside. We got one right there, but it got wrecked. And then we've just been manufacturing equal highs here. We have equal highs here that just got taken. And we do have SMT right now already. But there's nothing on the 15-minute to confirm that yet. Kind of what I'd want to see. I mean, this is a PD array there. We got relative equal highs here. But we do have these relative equal highs here. So, and it does look like we may draw a tiny bit higher on these. On the 5-minute, probably do have a market structure shift. Yeah, we have one on the 5-minute. So, I mean, yeah, this could play out, but maybe it's probably just down into here. Or here. This could be the balanced price range buy. But I'm not trading it. Not my day to do that. So yeah, we've got this as a target. We've got an alert set. Maybe we manufacture this range to go higher, at least. But seems like it's everything that I thought it would be for now. Nothing super trade worthy. We do have SMT though, so we're watching that play out. It is old SMT though, and we've already got moves down, so we could be heading higher for now. As for these relative equal highs, it'd be interesting to see how high we come up here. Because there's no daily gap there, but there is 4-hour dips. And it is back into here, like back into the same area, which has been rebalanced. But yeah, nothing really clear I think the next analysis will be where we might see some easy plays. So I was wanting this to come deeper. How deep? I was hoping back into here. We do have relative equal highs here still, so it's it's all just the same thing. Lots of relative equal highs. We've already rebalanced on the higher time frame. We have another weekly fair value gap here. Let's delete these little ones. So that's there. Get rid of all this old stuff. And then yeah, we do have a higher time frame draw here. I mean, it's not super clean, but the candle bodies did, respect that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it has rebalanced this, so it definitely has reason to go higher. And if it came lower to attack midline of this daily order block, then I'd be really happy. I think that'd be easy long because we got a little bit of a relative equal low daily there, just because they all closed right in line. And here, so I could see them sweeping this and this being still a play off of these lows, but just down to there. Yeah, so relative equal highs here. These were old relative equal lows. Looks like we swept those before we did go back down. Still kind of holding, sweeping these. So nothing, nothing clear for a market structure shift. 1 hour, super ugly. Looks like we did have some sort of balanced price range here. We accumulated down into the lowest fair value gap, and now we're headed back up. We did displace here, so yeah, I would expect these highs to be swept as the next logical draw. So yeah, could still head back down. There are relative equal highs here. There isn't super clean PD array there besides like the wick, and the wick rebalanced everything. So I mean the bottom could be in, but it's leaving behind a lot of easy longs. So we're keeping an eye on that, and has not showed a signal yet for me to get long, at least in this range. So I would prefer to either long these lows, but to me these lows are too easy and it may want to sweep that into the new week opening gap. So the midline of the new week opening gap would be the sort of the anticipated area. We don't need to go that deep, maybe just quarter that lines up with this gap. But yeah, maybe we buy the 25% and risk the wick or something like that. Just because it did get rebalanced there, and these tend to hold these order blocks. So I did kind of touch it, but not really. Not the real little order block there, which is only a 15-minute, but sort of. Yeah, it could be, the bottom just could be in, but as of right now, there's nothing clear for me to long. So yeah, nothing super clear. I really want to wait for something to happen here. I want to see at least the 4 hour have a displacement, or we do come lower and then I finally have a reason to get long. I don't think that this range should be taken. That would be pretty bearish for me, especially if it like displaced below. I'd, yeah, it would need to, I don't know, I don't know, hard one to say. But yeah, I'd want this order block to hold, and it looks like it still, yeah, still has reason to really come down here. Yeah. 4 hour, we did have a market structure shift there, and it held. Um, yeah, so definitely still has reason, sweep this, sweep it, possible short. But it looks like everything's kind of similar, where they all have relative equal highs. They all have little areas on the downside to possibly get long into. Preferably, I'd be longing Russell and the Dow or ES. Little SMT there though. Let's look at that. We got to do some SMT analysis. So, just on the higher time frames. So, let's look at this higher lows and then this low here. So we got a little low here, 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 NASDAQ really low. But then here, we did get a SMT, which usually does mark a bottom, especially if ES is being weaker. So that definitely has marked a bullish bottom. Never even saw that till now. Everything else is bullish. So buying this wick down into this order block would have been really good in targeting these equal highs, but didn't see that till now. So it's all good. That happened on Friday, so, and this wick happened this morning, so I could have never even got that anyways, live. So yeah, that SMT really is giving me a signal, but at the same time, now we're creating upside SMT. ES is cracking highs, so is the YM. Russell's way behind, lagging as usual, but sometimes we'll play catch up, so could have that play out and just ignore these relative equal highs altogether. Why is this not transposing onto this chart? I have highs here. That's annoying. Maybe I need to save. Okay, whatever. For some reason, it's not loading those highs. But anyways, they all have some sort of relative equal high, and the weakest one is NASDAQ. So yeah, we'll be waiting for a reaction up at these highs. Maybe we just blast through those, so we'll wait for that to happen. But as for now, everything's looking still pretty weak. I mean, we do have a shift here. It has been rebalanced, and we have reason to go up, but the way we're failing up here, and this SMT was a intermediate term SMT, it wasn't on the low, like here. So this low, got it, there was a weakness in the ES, but that's what I would expect. So because it's got NVIDIA and all that. Yeah, this SMT is only short term. Once it takes out this high, or even this high, which it still may take, I think we're gonna take it. Yeah. So other than that, DXY finally took out that low. Didn't know if we would take it, but this was the area. So we got relative equal lows here. I think it will still go lower. I think it may even take this low and go lower. As for the news this week, we've got PMI tomorrow. JOLTS job openings on Wednesday, which will be a big one, and non-farm payroll is the rest of the week. So Thursday, non-farm employment change, unemployment claims. So big week for jobs, and that's what we're really looking for when it comes to the Fed cuts. And then Friday we've got non-farm payroll. So this is going to be a really good week to trade. Today, I mean, you can see that's a holiday, and there was still a setup that did occur there on the smaller time frame. Next week, we finally have CPI. Weird. I thought there would be Fed, but yeah, we got CPI, PPI, so another crazy week, and the next week after that, we finally have FOMC. So this is going to be a crazy month. Um, as for the way that news aligns with price, I mean, if we're just going to look at the dollar, we've got a new month here. If we're going to be bearish, we're going to want to create a wick, in the first few weeks, and then reverse towards the end of the month, and then come back up. So we could get a initial move lower. Maybe we take these lows, we come back higher. So a work of this range, I'd expect the dollar to be very volatile and make another big move. Doesn't need to, but seems really likely. We've already started to consolidate here on the daily. So weekly, we've got a displacement still. So yeah. Lots of news. Man, my contact's ruined again, but that's basically the full analysis. So yeah, I'll have to do a live stream on Monday or Tuesday morning because we're gonna have to do a lot of updates and see what